The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Jet star Germaine Johnson fired back at those doubting his return to the field in 2025. We'll get into that. Plus, rookies are reporting to Jets training camp. Veterans on Tuesday. Dom C will join us for a training camp preview. It's the Jake Asman Show live on a Saturday. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Saturday. Coming up a bit later on in the show, I will announce the winners of Raffle 32, our 32nd ASMANIAC Raffle since December 1st. We're going to give away a signed Bill Parcells helmet, a signed Aaron Glenn helmet, and a signed 8x10 Rex Ryan photo. And how about a daily raffle as well? 4 prizes in one show. We raffle away. End of the stream today. We'll spin the wheel again and give away a signed Wayne Corbett jersey. In fact, if you win it, I'll run over to UPS today and get it sent out to you today. So gift channel memberships to be eligible to win that. With that said, let's say hello right now to a good friend of the show. He's excited for training camp. We'll be at a few of the practices. Ladies and gentlemen, Dom C of Talking Jets joins us now. What's up, Dom?
Jake, long time no see, buddy. How are you?
Always good to get you on, Dom. I mean, it feels like the draft has come and gone, and now we've just been waiting and waiting for training camp to start. And speaking of the draft, some great news yesterday with the Jets getting the Mason Taylor contract done. All the draft picks are signed, Dom, so no distractions with that. Sauce and Garrett got signed long-term earlier in the week. It feels like the focus this upcoming week for the Jets will actually be about good things happening on the field, ideally, and not any distractions off of it.
Yeah, I don't think there was any real concern, at least not by me and not by most, about Mason Taylor getting done. It was just procedural, just seeing where he's going to in the slot in terms of the guaranteed money. And once, TJ Edwards signed above him and Alfred Collins signed below him, you knew where he was going to slot in, and it slotted in perfect. And the second rounders are getting a little bit more guaranteed money in their 4th year than they have in years past. And that's what it is. So happy that we have a few distractions in leading into camp. They've kind of done what Aaron Glenn said they wanted to do, is just kind of operate, on the down low and just keep moving. And now we'll see if this coaching staff can coach,
That's really the biggest thing, right? I mean, like, this team has talent. I think there's some questions at certain spots. Maybe the depth can certainly be questioned in some areas. But, like, the biggest thing that could make this a fun year really is just Aaron Glenn. So as we talk about training camp here, like, to me, Aaron Glenn and this coaching staff, that's the biggest focus for me this summer. There's other things like who's playing next to Quinnen and wide receiver 2, 3, and beyond. But, like, at the end of the day, can Aaron Glenn and this staff coach? If the answer is yes, this team's going to be better than most think.
Yeah. And, I think as fans, in a vacuum, we're very, very concerned about the depth at wide receiver in the wide receiver room. But barring injury, is there really any of that much concern? I mean, I don't know if Justin Fields is going to sit back there and throw the ball 40, 45 times a game, so on and so forth. So wide receiver 2 might be the 4th or 5th most targeted spot on the team. I think it's about building continuity, really establishing the ground game and getting Aaron Glenn's and Steve Wilkes' defense up to snuff, and seeing really like what I said earlier, is this coaching staff, is it going to be the same song and dance that we've seen with a rookie defensive minded head coach in the past, or is it going to be something different? That's to me the biggest takeaway that I'm looking forward to, the biggest question mark that I'm looking forward to leading into camp and into the regular season.
One of the question marks for the Jets this year, at least coming back from this injury early on, is going to be Germaine Johnson. And I was listening to Jermaine during a recent interview the Jets themselves published on their social media accounts. And Jermaine Johnson was asked about the expectations that he has for himself coming back from the torn Achilles injury he suffered week 2 last year against the Titans. And Jermaine is firing back at anyone, including me, who's talked about how he might not be the same guy right away. This was Jermaine in that interview I just referenced. I'm going to play it, and then we'll get Dom's thoughts on what's realistic for Jermaine in 2025.
What is that mindset that you have to have for yourself with balancing coming off an injury, but also still having those goals and that really high standard for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I see all the noise, right? Oh, it's usually takes a year. He's not going to feel like himself for a while. I like to feel how I like to feel, and I don't have any ceiling on myself. I never do. So I feel like I need to pick up exactly where I left off, and I need to come out swinging, and there's no excuse. I don't have one, so I'm going to pick up where I left off.
I love the attitude. I love the mindset. Is it realistic, though, for Jermaine Johnson coming off that injury, though, Dom, to be what he was at the end of 2023 when he was playing like a Pro Bowler who made the team as an alternate?
Man, I hope so, Jake. I'll say this. If there's anybody that, can do it, I think it's Jermaine Johnson. I think he's got, kind of the right mindset and the right attitude. And, he's a team first guy. You're going to get 110% from him at all times. He would be bucking the trend in terms of, having that, being as explosive of an athlete as he was coming off an Achilles injury. He'd be bucking the trend, and maybe it doesn't take a year, but I don't know if we can expect him to kind of step in and not miss a beat in terms of, his power, his explosion off the end. But, I don't know if you noticed in that little clip that you had, he looks a little bigger up top. You know what I mean? He looks a little bit more buff, a little bit stronger, definitely added some muscle. So maybe any sort of lack of explosion can be, counterbalanced by, some sheer muscle and grit setting the edge and really being a key cog to fixing what was a porous run defense last year for the Jets.
He's so important in this defense, right? Because
I
there's
agree.
major questions about the run defense, and it was awful last year. But Jermaine is probably their best all-around defensive lineman from a pass rush and run-stopping standpoint.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think he's grossly underrated, not only by Jets fans, but on a national level on what he does against the run. He's more of a power rusher. He's not that twitchy, bendy, kind of Gumby like Will McDonald, Bryce Huff kind of defensive end. He's more of a, I'm going to run through you. I'm going to, will myself to the quarterback kind of guy. But it goes, it goes unsaid how valuable he is against the run and really setting that edge on the defensive line. It's his loss last year and him and CJ Mosley. I think you took those two out of the equation. There was no chance to stop the run last year. At least you're getting part of that back. And CJ Mosley, you hope, is going to be, picked up by another year of Jamie Sherwood, kind of running the show in the middle. He's got a lot of that sideline to sideline speed that Mosley didn't have during his tenure at the Jets. But you wonder how he can, if he can improve as well, kind of playing in the mud or in that phone booth between the tackle box. So I think those are going to be the two key points. Everyone points to the defensive tackle opposite Quinnen as, as really like that big run stuff from Fatty. I don't necessarily think it's that. I think you can rotate and fill that spot in with what we have on the roster, but you get somebody who's not Michael Clemens, securing one side of the line, and you get the ability to let Sherwood fly around, sideline to sideline. I think the run defense has a chance to be a lot better.
How is Michael Clemens still on this team, Dom?
Yeah, I'm going to say this about Michael Clemens. I think there's a role for him. I do, and I know I'm in the vast minority of this, but I think there's a role. I think there's a role where it's definitely on special teams. He does a good job. He can really get his hand up there and help dissuade kicks and punts and stuff like that. I think he's a special teams first guy. I think he's a 10 to 12 rep guy. You need to get a breather. I think he'll be important early on in the season. But you have guys like Eric Watts, rookie, undrafted free agent last year from UConn, who I think can step in and take Michael Clemens in the majority of Michael Clemens snaps on the defensive line. I mean, they're pretty much the same guy. They're both, bigger, stronger supposed to be bigger, stronger run first defenders. Michael Clemens is, I think he's more of a, 8 to 10 to 12 rep on the defense guy, good special teams guy, and, a good story come preseason. Let's see what he comes dressed up as on Tuesday.
Do you think Aaron Glenn looks at Michael Clemens and just sees like the physical attributes, the fact that, he went to Texas A&M, so did I, that like, let me give him one last chance before we just cast him aside?
Well, listen, he's got one last chance because you're paying him. He earned, his playing time earned him a fair contract. That I don't know the specifics of what it would cost to be rid of. But remember, he was also a 25-year-old rookie, so he's 27, going to be 28 years old. More than likely, this is the end of the Michael Clemens era if he does make the final 53. So those who are on the get rid of Michael Clemens, train, you don't have to wait too much longer because at worst, it's this season and he's gone.
The day he's gone, I think there'll be a significant celebration unless he goes out there, to your point, and there is a role in this team and he makes the most of it. Now, as we continue to talk about different storylines with this team, while we are on the topic here of the defensive line, if you had to guess, right, who's most likely lining up next to Quinn in week 1? Who's going to get the most playing time next to Quinn in that nose tackle spot?
I think just Derek Nottie, I guess, maybe. The kid that they got from Chicago, I know that they like a lot. I can't remember his name. Is it Cowhurt?
Byron Cowhurt, yep.
Yeah. I think those two are probably going to get the first crack to get the majority of the snaps. Now, Nottie, I think, has the most experience. Nottie's the most seasoned. Nottie fits the bill of run stopper best. However, his play time over the past couple years in Kansas City has digressed a lot. So he might be situational. He might be your early down guy before you go to Byron Cowhurt. You know what? Let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going to be. I know the fans are in love with Leonard Taylor, and I like Leonard Taylor too. But I think Leonard Taylor is going to be more scheme specific. I think he's going to be asked to press the pocket and get at the passer in those second and distance, third and distance kind of situations. He's not really meant to stuff the run. So if you give me a conglomerate of Cowhurt, Nottie, and Leonard Taylor, and then kick Eric Watson sometimes, when maybe you want to kick Quinnen into the 1 and Eric Watson to the 3, you can do that as well. The one thing this defense has this year, I think more so than last, is a lot of versatility up and down the line, up and down the defensive backfield. You got a lot of guys that can do multiple things. You got safeties that can play corner. You got cornerbacks that can, play off coverage, off zone as safeties. You got a lot of flexibility. You got a lot of opportunities for Steve Wilkes to get creative and send some unique disguised blitzes.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Couple PSAs for those just joining us. The ASMANIAC Raffle for our weekly prizes, which this week features the Parcells helmet, the Glenn helmet, and the Rex Ryan photo, all signed by each of those former and current Jets head coaches. We'll be doing that in just a little bit. Plus, at the end of the show, if you don't win a weekly prize, we'll enter for a chance to win a daily prize. How about a signed Wayne Corbett jersey here on a Saturday show? Just a couple days to go until training camp. Couple super chats and memberships I want to shout out. Rick Kent dropped a 50 spot for the people. He says, I'm on my phone, so I can't get memberships, but put me in front for the Corbett jersey. LFG, Dom C is awesome. Rick Kent, you're the man. Thank you very much. We got you down for 10 raffle entries for that. Fly by night in the raffle for 2 with this $10 super chat. He writes in, let's go Jets. Love seeing our players have some freaking fight in them as long as they have control. I think our ceiling's a wild card, but a 7 to 8 win season with a good close game would still be all right. Look, if they win 8 games, as sad as it is, 8 games is more wins than the Jets have had in a decade. Like, that's how bad it's been. I'm not, poo-pooing an 8-9 season if I feel like this team is properly coached and getting better as the year goes on.
I'm not poo-pooing anything, and I'm not willing to predict wins yet. I always think it's so silly to do preseason. You don't know what's going to happen in terms of roster construct or, final roster construct or injuries or anything like that. So, listen, Jake, would you be upset if it was, and I'm just throwing this out there, I'm not suggesting it. Would you be upset if it was, 6 wins, but you're in every game and you had a big push at the end of the season that looked like they were responding to the new coaches, so on and so forth? Like, would that be the worst thing in the world?
I guess I would have to see like what that exactly looks like, because I hear 6 wins. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
but it's like there's
Yeah.
context to it, right? Like a couple of years ago, I remember I always go back to this. I predicted in 2022 the Jets to be a 7-10 team, but I'm not. When we look back on that year, we're not satisfied with it because your expectations change based on what you see play out in front of you. They were 6-3, 7-4, and they collapsed and didn't win a game down the stretch. Like, no one feels good about that year because, we got our prediction right at the beginning of the year. Yeah. They were going to win 7 games. So it's how you get to that number that I think is a lot of times more indicative of the team you are than the actual like win total that you get.
I agree with that. And listen, and it's luck of the draw in sense of, what divisions that you're playing outside of your own, what in what year. Like, we get a little lucky because the NFC South isn't the strongest. Tampa Bay is going to be competition, and then the rest of it is, I think, we have a fair shot at the NFC South. And then you have teams like Buffalo where we got to play them twice, and Buffalo's a better team than us. That's just what it is. I want to kick their ass every time we play them. I hope they lose every single game, but call it like it is. They're a better team than us. So it's listen, I am a Jet fan. I'm going to hope that they do phenomenal, but I understand the situation that they're in. New coaching staff again. Questions at the quarterback, questions at some of the skill positions, kind of a new defensive scheme, which usually does take a year or so to kind of adjust and get into. So I'm not going to let the record kind of control my satisfaction level with the Jets this season.
So much is about Fields, right? Like, we could talk about all these other things, but like if Justin Fields is coached properly and takes a huge step like Darnold did, Baker did in Tampa, Gino, like, this team has talent. I keep coming back to that. Like, they have a good O-line. They should be able to run the ball. You have Garrett Wilson. I think Mason Taylor is going to be good. Like, there's pieces on offense to be competent. And then defensively, find me teams in the NFL that have a former first-team All-Pro at all 3 levels of their defense. Like, it's rare. And I think Jermaine, we talked about him to begin the show. He's back. Will McDonald taking another step in his 3rd year. I think Quincy's capable of being a lot closer to 2023 Quincy. Sherwood, I think, is a young ascending player still. Like, you can make the case if they get competent quarterback play, this team can win 9 or 10 games. If you want to do it, I can't go there because I've been burnt too many times believing in a Jets team, but I'd love to be wrong. I'd love for them to be able to have that fun 2006-esque, 10-win season, make the playoffs out of nowhere.
Yeah, and to me, like I said, I said one of the big things I'm going to really, really watch over the preseason, the beginning of the season, is how the players respond to this new coaching staff. And I'm very, very interested in Tanner Engstrom and how he's going to develop and get the most out of what seems to be, limited skill positions, right? Limited at the quarterback. Not very deep at the wide receiver. We all know what Garrett is. Garrett's a top 10, top 12 receiver in the league that needs to be fed. But you need to see Tanner Engstrom really be able to get the most and scheme up some of these guys open. The Mason Taylors of the world, the Josh Reynolds of the world, the Malachi freaking Corleys. Can we see a series? Can we
he
see
stinks. I hate to say it. I just think he can't play.
Yeah, can we see a package with Malachi Corley? I don't care if it's the Debo package where you put him out of the backfield, let's throw him swing passes, get the ball in his hands, just do something. Because I think Tanner Engstrom is going to be really the litmus test to where this team really can get to, and it's a double-edged sword too, Jake. Right? That's the one thing I will say. Like, if Tanner Engstrom is awesome, he's going to be gone in 2 years.
Right.
And if he sucks, he's probably going to be gone in 2 years, right? So
probably true too.
I mean, that's the problem about having these young, new up and coming coordinators. You would hope that you can kind of get them involved and established, but if they're too good, they're going to get a crack at a head coaching job. I mean, it happens all over the league, right?
Good problem to have if you're the Jets, because it's been so long since you actually were like, wow, this team is great coach wise. Like, oh my God, we outcoached the team. Like, That was the fear with LaFleur, right? Always going to get poached by another team. Okay. I mean, I love that problem compared to what ended up happening. And really, if you think about it, like if that's the case and that's happening, like then the Jets probably had a 9-10 win season. We'd trade ending the playoff drought for losing Engstrand in a heartbeat if you're a Jet fan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the big positive, the loss that's going to be a big net positive is Keith Carter, right?
True.
I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see the offensive line, kind of establish themselves early and often, and I think you're going to see a lot of improvement. Because the past 2 years over with Keith Carter, you didn't see much improvement. You saw guys that were talented, play up to their talent levels, limited, in Tittman and the limited snaps and in Olu, you saw some flashes, so on and so forth. But as a whole, I think there was no development. I mean, Max Mitchell never got better. Max Mitchell arguably got worse. Carter Warren never developed. You saw you had a really good season in John Simpson. He's a guy that I think I would prioritize in locking up for the next 1 to 2 years. You're going to see a little bit more a different way they're coached. You're going to see probably them be coached better. You're going to see a little bit more cohesion, and you hope that development of the 2 young tackles, you have your bookends for the next 10 years. There's a lot to be excited about on the offensive line side, So
we're giving away a signed Wayne Corbett jersey at the end of the show. Let's shout out, I should say, some people who are in the raffle. Rasta Dread gifted a membership. Mike Dems was the first to drop a 5 spot. Janice Jet gifted 5 channel memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, the Austrian Jet fan internationally tuned into the show, dropping a 5 spot. The Lump Man dropping a 5 spot. Let's go. Vibes are high. Training camp this week. Hit the Jet Champ, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Aaron Glenn, first training camp. We're built for it.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right. If you got a membership from any of those listeners, make sure you thank them. Comments, questions, super chats. Dom, on this show, we have the first ever Azie Awards. I don't know if you've been following, but the committee did it again. They put together 24 different Azie Award categories related to this show. So today is a very special day. We're going to be voting on the best ASMANIAC mascot, the Azie Award for the top mascot, Bobby Midnight's cat Nala, Gary 3D Boxing's dog Cannoli, Beast Breaker's guinea pig Little Joey, and Neil's dog Duke are the top 4 ASMANIAC mascot nominees for the Azie Award. So the way this works, if you're new to the show or you're tuning in for the first time in a while, all you need to do is vote in the YouTube poll, which officially is live.
It's time for the Azie Awards. Gotta get through Jets off season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? These ASMANIAC callers are legends. It's up to the chat. It's your time to vote. You gotta decide who's better. ASMANIACs drive the Jake Asman show. That's why we gotta have these Azie Awards.
God, do we need real football, because the Azie Awards has dominated some of the discourse on the show. We had a match that went to overtime already, and then yesterday, in an absolute nail-biter, Dom, the Worst Takes Award, we had the Worst Takes Award that was won by Gary, narrowly over Frankie V. So it has been just a transcending battle in these awards so far.
I look at the pictures and I just laugh, man. What was Gary's take that won it?
Well,
or is it just a general,
yes.
Everything he says is bad? Okay.
He believes women should not be allowed to vote. They shouldn't be able to wear bikinis. There's a lot of takes. Salads are trying to kill you. I could keep going, but anyone who gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
Hey, to each their own, Jake. Gary beats to his own drum, my friend.
Congratulations to Kyle Clifton, who won the Best Takes Award during the first show yesterday. There will not be a Sunday show tomorrow in all likelihood, but when we return Monday, the Young Guns Azie Award, we will vote on between Decker, Connor Long, Jack, and Chris, all nominated for that prestigious Azie Award. Comments, questions, super chats. If you're wondering when the ASMANIAC Raffle is, It will be coming up a bit later in the shows. We give away the Rex photo, the Glenn helmet, and the Bill Parcells helmet. And end of the show, we spin the wheel again. Sign Wayne Corbett jersey to one lucky listener tuned in live that is entered in that raffle. Dom, as far as the Sauce and Garrett deals, let's get into that. Your thoughts on the Jets getting both of those deals done, being proactive with both of their young stars? Did you expect it to happen? Your thoughts now that both are done and they're going to be Jets locked in for the next 6 seasons.
Yeah, I expected Sauce to happen for sure. I'm personally quite happy and satisfied with both of the deals. I know there's been a lot of Twitter banter back and forth that the deal for Sauce was bad. You got a team that can't win, and you're paying cornerback $30 million, this, that, and other thing. But he had a down year. I mean, a down year is still what, a top 6 cornerback in the league? I mean, if that's coming off a down year, and I just think that, and actually the construct of the deal for Sauce is really, really team friendly. Like, if they wanted to, if things went south in a hurry, they could get out of it in 2 years with a nominal dead cap hit. But let's not hope that happens. I mean, I think Sauce in this defense is going to be given the opportunity to really step in to be considered again the top, if not the top, one of the top cornerbacks in the league. I think they're fair market value. I mean, I'm surprised, if anything, that Garrett signed, because all the grumblings, all of the emotion that he showed, the body language going into for the past couple years, all the post game calls and whatnot, he always seemed so just like blah. Like, I wasn't sure that he was going to come back. I mean, money will always talk, and now he's here for the next 6 years. I mean, and when you add in their 4th year of the rookie deal and the 5th year option, both of them come in at about $24-25 million each, where you got to assume that we're going to be paying a rookie quarterback. We're going to be on the rookie quarterback scale during that time. So you can have some inflated numbers at positions that some might not think it's necessary, such as cornerback. I love the deal. I love that you're drafting guys that you're finally keeping in the second contracts. I mean, how long was it before? I mean, it was Mo Wilkerson, Quinnen Williams, I know, was the last one. Before that, it was Mo Wilkerson. Before that, who was the last first-round pick that we actually signed to a second deal?
It was probably Revis and Mangold, if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, and when was that?
Way too long ago.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to see that. I think that I think that the arrow is still pointing way up on Garrett and Sauce. I don't think they've capped out. I mean, they're 24 years old, You're getting them into their prime. They haven't even fully reached their prime yet. I like that it happened. I like that Muji struck before and got it done before camp started. I know there's some people that think that he could have waited on Sauce or let him show what he can do in this new defense off a down year. Not me, man. Lock him up, because even if you get Sauce from last year, he let up 48% of the passes thrown at him, 1 touchdown. Teams still aren't throwing at him too much, and I'd like to see what he does, actually given the opportunity to, step up and press. He needs to turn the ball over a little bit more. You like to see that more, and maybe those will come now that he's going to be playing a little bit more on man.
I definitely think, like, if we can't trust Aaron Glenn to identify whether or not Sauce Gardner is a foundational piece worth paying, making the highest paid corner in NFL history, then what can we trust Glenn for? You know what I mean? Like with this I always say this, but it boggles my mind. This fan base is so willing to give Zach Wilson his 18th opportunity to be the guy, and we're projecting Justin Fields now to be unbelievable. It's like we have this blind faith in guys that have never done it, but a guy in Sauce Gardner who's already been the best corner in the NFL twice in 3 years, coming off for his standards a down year, we're like, oh no, you can't pay him now. Really? But we're gonna project all these guys to be great. Arian Smith, who was a reach in the 4th round, now he's going to be Deshaun Jackson. Like the way the psychology of someone the fan base is, it doesn't make any sense. It's I'm going to bet on Sauce to go back to being what he was. And the head coach, who also was an all-pro corner, who is a defensive expert, identified Sauce as a piece he wanted to keep long-term. That tells me Sauce Gardner is going to be really good again, because That's who he is. Like, I don't understand why there are so many fans who are worried about extending Sauce. And you brought it up. It's a pretty team-friendly deal they could get out of in 2 years if it doesn't go well.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you'll eat. If I looked at the structure right, let me see if I can find it and I can read it to you. But yeah, it was pretty team friendly that the Jets could get out of it after 2 years if they wanted to. I can't find it right now, but I will find it. And yeah, like all the things, like you take a guy 4th overall, and the fan base sometimes, makes me smirk and giggle. Like everyone's excited, we drafted this guy, and 3 years later, he's not worth it. Don't get rid of him. And then if you don't re-sign him, that same portion of the fan base is going to complain. Oh, look, what a wasted 1st round pick. Like you can't. There people I think are looking to kind of hammer their point or make their statement on it, no matter what. Like not thinking of it in a more realistic situation. Whereas Sauce is one of the better cornerbacks in the league, and who cares if the extension is $30.1 million by next year? He's going to be probably the 10th highest paid cornerback. You know what I mean? That's just the way that the salary cap structures are going. So when you tally it all in, you need foundational pieces. You need young foundational pieces. And it's good that we're drafting and securing these guys at least to stay here for 6-7 years, not just drafting, letting them work, letting them go, letting them walk, rinse, repeat, and kind of getting out of that cycle. Let's build something. These are the guys that you want to build with. Now, you opened up with JJ. That he's going to be an interesting one. Like, if JJ comes out and proves that he's back to the level that of play that he left last year or the year before, that's another interesting one that you're going to have to consider. I don't know if he'll get 4 years like Sauce and Garrett got, because he will be 27. He'll be a little bit older. But he's a guy that I'd look into extending. What do you do on the offensive line, right? Both of your guards are up. I told you if I had my druthers, Jake, I would probably look to lock in John Simpson, who's a little bit older than AVT. Yes, he's 3-4 years older, but I think you can get him for less money on a shorter term deal, not really have to kick too much. I mean, AVT's going to, if he has another good season, you're talking $21 million a year, right? Now you're tying, is that too much money tied up to someone who will be 28 and who will, who has a checkered history past? I don't know, but Sauce and Garrett have, basically for the most part played almost every game. There's been a couple games here and there. They play almost every snap. You can say that Sauce didn't have his as good of a year 3 as he did year 1 and 2, but he's still a top 6 cornerback in the league. Who held quarterbacks to a less than 50% completion percentage. And you don't come at me with, so-and-so cooked him on this play, so on and so forth. Like, defensive backs are going to lose reps. It's an offensive game. Quarterbacks are going to win more reps than they're probably going to lose. You know what I mean? So yes, Sauce got beat by, Stephon Diggs in one time, and Sauce got beat by, Alec Pierce one time. But, cornerbacks are going to lose reps. You can't, there's no one that has a 0 completion percentage against them, right? I don't know.
And you still look ultimately for the stats at Sauce and compare him to his peers. I mean, this is a guy that in 48 career games, in 39 of those, 81%, he's allowed under 35 yards, which is the league average bar for a starting cornerback.
Correct.
So, we're talking about a guy that is still one of the best cover corners in the league. And I do think with better coaching and the scheme being a better fit, I think he is going to get more opportunities to make plays and turn people over. And the one thing I'd like to see from Sauce, and this is a coaching thing, right? Hey, week 1, you're playing DK Metcalf. He's the only guy you look at and go, that's the only guy that really scares you on the outside for the Steelers. I'd like to see Sauce travel with him for a lot of the game. It's game 1 for Rodgers in a new offense with new players. Don't take away his best weapon right away. Like that to me is how they got to utilize Gardner now going forward. It felt like with Salah, too many times we'd be watching the game being like, why are we allowing Tyreek Hill to kill us? We have Sauce Gardner. Put him on that side of the field. He's killing DJ Reed. Why are we allowing so-and-so to beat us when we have Sauce and we're not going to allow him to follow the best receiver? Like, to me, it does not make any sense. And hopefully Glenn and Wilkes will put Sauce in those opportunities to allow him to basically impact the game a lot more than I think at times he wasn't able to in the Salah defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be kind of a stark contrast to what we see from Glenn and Wilkes defense to what we saw with Sala and Ulbrich. A stark contrast. They were adamant that they wanted to play sides. They were adamant that they were, an off cover four, stylistic team. That's their scheme, and that's fine. But that's not Glenn's scheme. And Steve Wilkes has shown to be adaptable, and the defensive backs have always thrived and are always the important, vital to a Steve Wilkes defense. A lot of communications, a lot of stuff, disguised coverages, disguised blitzes, stuff like that. The corners and the safeties are going to have to be in tune. So we'll see. I think that's if Sauce is given the opportunity to travel. He's going to have some days and some plays that he gets burnt for a touchdown, and everyone's going to say, "See, I told you so." He's not worth 30 million. But then the other 70% or 80% of the plays where he actually shuts down the DK Metcalfs of the world, or I don't even know who the number, or Tyreek Hills of the world, so on and so forth. The juice is worth the squeeze if you let him travel, and he does better more than he doesn't. And if he doesn't, then we'll see what happens.
I mean, look, these are just highlights from last season, not his first 2 years where he was a first-team All-Pro. This is just last season. Like, the idea that Sauce Gardner still is not one of the better corners in the league, I'm just not buying it. I'm actually more fascinated to see what's going to happen outside of Sauce in that corner room. Like, Brandon Stevens was signed to replace DJ Reed, but they took Azie Thomas in the third round, who a lot of people seem to be high on, and he kind of fits what Glenn probably wants in an ideal press man corner.
Yep.
How quickly could he get acclimated to the NFL and challenge Stevens for playing time? And could they move Stevens to safety if Azie Thomas is really pushing hard for playing time this summer? That to me is even more fascinating than Sauce. I'm not worried about Sauce. I think he's going to be a top 3 corner in the NFL again this season.
Yeah, well, I think it's Brandon Stevens' job to lose, and that is no disrespect towards Azarie Thomas. Jake, I love that. He was, I think, my 17th or 18th player overall in the class.
Yeah, you love Thomas.
Yes, Thomas is quintessential press man boundary cornerback. He can be the Antonio Cromartie to what Sauce is and Revis. You can have a tandem like that. However, I think it's Stevens' job to lose. And the Jets saw something in Stevens. They saw enough that they were willing to pay him. Now, they didn't overpay. I think that $11 million a year is probably spot on to what they paid, roundabout for, with what they paid when they brought DJ Reed in, almost equivalent. He was the most picked on cornerback last year. He led up the most receiving yards last year. But they also played a predominant amount of off coverage or cover 4, cover 6, a lot of zone coverage in Baltimore. And Aaron Glenn has said it now on numerous occasions. Like, he's a man coverage cornerback. Like, he was playing a lot out of position. So we think that we can put him in a spot to really hone in to where his skill set really can be utilized and good. So there's nothing wrong with having 3 good, boundary coverage cover corners, right? And then you can let Azarie Thomas kind of cut his teeth or work in or be the third cornerback. You got Michael Carter, who you hope is coming back up off of that, that back injury. And I think you got a good stable 4. The question of the room for me is, what are you getting in guys like Quantez Stiggers and JBC? Which one of those and Isaiah Oliver, who they gave a contract to, which ones of those make the roster? Is Isaiah Oliver going to be there because he's the true backup nickel? What happens with JBC? What happens with Quantez Stiggers? Good problems to have, meaning, a lot of depth.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Jets training camp is upon us. We're giving away a signed Wing Corbett jersey at the end of the show. Before we do that, though, we're going to spin the wheel of champions for our weekly raffle. Everyone who entered throughout the week, we got you accounted for. Parcells signed helmet, Glenn signed helmet, Rex Ryan signed photo, all that coming up. But first, I want to talk about Hugo House. I'm rocking my performance line hat, 20% off right now when you use the code Asman at checkout, HugoHouse.com. These are the most comfortable hats that I own. Can't recommend them enough. I recommend the white, the black, or the green. Why? Those are Jets colors, baby. HugoHouse.com. Promo code Asman. They just released a bunch of new hats, new merchandise on their store as well. 20% off with that code Asman at checkout. Dom, if I say to you, other than Justin Fields, what is the biggest X factor for the Jets to be a 9-10 win team and beyond this year? What is the answer to that question?
Besides Justin Fields, the biggest X factor.
Be too easy if you said Justin Fields plays like a top 13 quarterback.
Oh man. I think it's got to be, that the defense doesn't take a lot of, time to cohesively get back together. I mean, there is not only a bunch of new starters, right? You're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 new starters at most, 5 if you want to call JJ coming back. But it's a new scheme, it's new calls, it's new responsibilities. There's a lot of learning, and you have some real tough games early on with guys like Aaron Rodgers and excuse me, Josh Allen and Dak Prescott and all that early on in Tampa Bay. So I think it's how quickly the defense can really settle in or really come together. That to me is the biggest X factor. I think that the offense is going to be what the offense is. I think there's going to be a lot of ball control. I think there's going to be a lot of running. I mean, they talked about RPOs. I think you're going to see multiple running backs involved, not just Breece Hall, which is fine because I think that I think there's roles for Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. I think Isaiah Davis might be the best we have in pass protection there. So to me, the biggest X factor is how long does it take the defense to get on board and click, right? Because we're not going to be putting up. I don't see this offense, putting up 30, 35 points a game. So the defense can't let up 30 or 35 points. You know what I mean?
100%. I just think if I can't say Fields, I'm just going to say the Jets situational coaching because I look at it like this. Last year, they should have won way more than the 5 games they won. Their record in one-score games, I mean, it was just it was putrid. They were 3-7 on one-score games. How many times did they lose a game where they had the lead late and the defense just straight up collapsed, allowed bad quarterbacks or below average quarterbacks like Jacoby Brissett or Anthony Richardson the lead game-winning drives against them? Remember, they're up 8 against the Dolphins and Tua. Defense lets Tua go right down the field. They get the 2-point conversion. Then they get the ball in overtime right down the field and win it again. It's just terrible, man. Just absolutely terrible. The Jets were outscored 26-10 in the final 2 minutes of regulation and overtime.
Yeah.
This is all coaching. I really think Glenn can immediately make dividends if he just gets his team to be better, tougher situationally.
Well, and I guess him alone is, we don't know, again, another defensive-minded rookie head coach. We have no idea how he's going to handle those situational things. We have no idea if he's going to be able to manage the clock properly, if he's going to, so on and so forth. We just know that, we know that he's bringing a no-nonsense attitude, but how is that translated on the field? That's what the first 3 games in preseason hopefully will tell us.
Matt P. joins the raffle for 1. Thank you, Matt. Marvelous 33 joins the raffle. Let's go, baby. Matt P. wrote in, if we're in close games, it might be the kicker actually making field goals. Yeah, I mean, look, the Jets, by the way, might go into the season, Dom, with a first-time kicker, first-time punter with 0 NFL experience.
Maybe. Let's see how the kicking. I think Carlson probably has the leg up, if you will.
You don't believe in the thicker kicker?
Let's see what he does. I mean, rookie kickers are a dime a dozen, right? At least Carlson's been, game tested before. Not only with Green Bay, but with the Jets as well. He came in here and did some damage. So let's see. I mean, I'm not one. I know that people love over the misery over the past couple of years of, before the Greg the Leg, kind of reviving the kicker room to him completely crashing last year. I don't know how important really I'm not going to say important, but I don't know how high up the pecking order the kicker is in my point. For the most part, you kick 80, 85%, 80% of your kicks, you're good. That's NFL average. So
Man,
if they can get Carlson or the thicker kicker to do that, great.
be fantastic. Kashmir says, will you guys be shocked if the Jets make the playoffs? I would be, just because it's been forever, and I
I will be.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I won't be.
I mean, is there a path to it? Yes. Do I think it's realistic? I mean, there's too many ifs. It's like we do this every year. If it's like, we're due for some positive regression, like Sauce positive regression, Quincy, Michael Carter, Jermaine, like just maybe some injury positive regression too. But it's too many ifs with a first-time coach, first-time play caller, and a quarterback on his third team in 3 years.
Yeah. Put it this way. Who asked that question? It was
Kashmir Black.
Kashmir. I will say this. I think there's a better path to being really, really bad than there is to being a playoff team. And a lot of that has to do with everything that Jake just talked about, plus the AFC being a little bit stronger. I wouldn't be as surprised if we were a 3 or 4 win team as I would if we were a 10 or 11 win team, And is there a path to it? Sure. Is it likely? Probably not.
Man. Ladies and gentlemen, your questions in the chat. Write them in before we say goodbye to Dom C. We're going to do our raffle coming up. I do want to make sure that we plug the Cloverleaf Tavern meetup that's coming to Chef Kevin's restaurant August 2nd, Caldwell, New Jersey, after the Jets green and white scrimmage. We have about 25 spots left, so RSVP. If you want to be a part of it, it's free. There's going to be free food, free drinks. Chef Kevin himself is preparing a food and beverage Jake Asman themed menu. It's going to be a great time. 2 o'clock on Saturday. I believe that's 2 weeks from today? I think it is. So
2 weeks from today.
Can't wait, man. Real football's coming. This will be after the Jets green and white scrimmage. So shout out to everyone who's already RSVP'd. To do so, click the link in the description. As far as the start to the season, Dom, I know we still got plenty of time until week 1, but I look at the first 2 weeks. Can you avoid the 0-2 start? Can you be 1-1 going to Tampa and Miami back-to-back weeks? Because then I think you prolong the season. You give yourself some time to maybe see what this coaching staff could do as they get better throughout the year. You're at home the first 2 weeks. You got to avoid that 0-2 start. That's my big thing early on.
Yeah, and it's 2 tough teams. Listen, Buffalo's a tough matchup regardless. If you're playing them home, away, early in the season, late in the season, that's fine. But I don't think the NFL did the Jets any favors by putting Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh coming in week 1 and backing it up with Buffalo. It's a tough task, man. Pittsburgh's a good team. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a point to make, and he's going to have he's going to have a special fire lit right under his rear end. And they got a very good defense, right? So I think that's going to be a really, really tough game. I will be there. I'm excited for it, but listen, I break the schedule down into quarters, and for the first quarter, first 4 games, I think we need to come out 2-2. And I think there's a possibility to do that. I think the possibility would be we have to go win those 2 away games in Tampa and in Miami, which I think are probably better bets than the 2 home games.
Completely agree. Ralphie cuts the line with a super chat. Boom. Where do we see Malachi Moore in the defensive backfield to start the season?
Listen, I think there's a chance that you see him more often than not. The question is, and this is what training camp will really prove, is what is their role for Andre Cisco, right? Andre Cisco has played both kind of that center field type free safety role, and he's played a little bit more in the box as of more recent years. The question is, where do Wilkes and Glenn see him? Because, I think that Malachi Moore is probably better suited to be up in the box. I mean, he's not he's not Steve Atwater. He's not going to knock your socks off like that. But I think he's more in tune to play a little bit more in the box, a little bit more in that big nickel, in that slot, that rover position, that kind of overhang safety, than he is deep middle or true linebacker slash safety. So if Cisco is going to play free, then I think you could see Malachi Moore and Tony Adams kind of split that rover, strong safety role. And if Cisco is going to play that role, then I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Malachi Moore is going to truly be the center field strong safety for the Jets. He could just be more rotational, more something you look into next year when you might be replacing both your strong safeties both of your safeties if they choose not to re-sign Adams or Cisco. So,
couple comments here that need to obviously be addressed. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan wrote in earlier, soon guys like Quinyon Mitchell and Devin Witherspoon will be better all-around corners than Sauce. Alan also writing, Josh Allen rolling out and seeing Clemens at the edge. The smile on his face will be wide. Ladies and gentlemen, your douchebag of the day, of the week, of the month, of the year, of the millennium is none other than Alan. Your day is done, you bum.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
My gift to the chat on this Saturday, Dom. No more comments from Alan.
So I'm confused on Alan, though. Maybe you can enlighten me. Is he a Jets fan?
He claims to be. He's not. He's not.
Is it shtick? Is it just shtick in the chat to that's his shtick, that's his role to be Nelly negative?
I mean, he claims to be a Jet fan. I don't know how anyone could actually think he's a Jet fan when anything the Jets do, even when they do things originally he wanted them to do, and then he'll find a way to have an issue with it. He said, there's no way Garrett's ever going to agree to a contract here. No way. He signs a deal. You know what his take was the next day on the show in the chat? It was, man, he's going to hold out in 26, 27. That was his what? You're not a fan. Leave.
Well, the cornerback statement that he made, okay, so Quinyon Mitchell's awesome. And so is Devin Witherspoon. Devin Witherspoon was drafted 5th overall. So if they developed into better cornerbacks than Sauce Gardner, guess what? When their contracts are up, they'll get paid like it. It's not like Sauce Gardner has to be better than everyone. That's not realistic. I just don't get it. I don't know. Just my 2 cents, man.
He's the worst. Peg and Artie with a super chat there in the raffle for 2. Dom, how many possible franchise-changing quarterbacks are in next year's draft, and you believe man landed on moon?
I believe man landed on the moon. I'll get that out of the way. And quarterbacks. So franchise-changing quarterbacks is a question. All right, I'm going to assume here, Jake, that Arch Manning's not coming out. Okay? So
I agree.
I'm taking him out of the equation. I think Cade Klubnik from Clemson is the best quarterback as of right now in college football. I also really like Garrett Nussmeier. I think he's got, I think he's got the intelligence, the IQ. It's a little bit smaller, but if he can stop making the dumb throws, the dumb mistakes, he's got a lot of Baker in him. Baker tries to play a little too much hero ball, old Baker, and try to force things in there. If Garrett Nussmeier can kind of clean up that, I think his processing is so good that I think he's got an NFL starter written all over him. Lenore Sellers is an interesting prospect. So is Drew Aller. I mean, physically, they're imposing. Physically, I think they check all the boxes. But I just don't know what they can do in between the hash marks. You know what I mean? In terms of progressing to their next read, so on and so forth. So could a guy like Lenore Sellers be a franchise changing quarterback? He sure could, because he's Cam Newton. If everything works out, he's Cam Newton, and that's franchise altering. But if it doesn't, he's Anthony Richardson. And what do you got there? So
Is there a sadder quarterback competition taking place this summer than Daniel Jones versus Anthony Richardson?
I don't even think it's up for competition. I think it's Daniel Jones' job.
I mean,
do.
It might be, right? If Anthony Richardson is not healthy too. So
they said he had some sort of setback from that shoulder. That's the second setback now since he's had the injury. I think it's Daniel Jones' job to lose.
Danny Dimes, baby.
Yeah. Shane Steichen. His seat's got to be getting really warm right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, a comment from Boomtown that this chat universally will agree with. Dom C, dripping in achievement with those takes.
All right. Boomtown. Thank you, I guess.
Dom?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time today. Job well done.
Boomtown thinks so it's a success, right?
You crushed it. I always appreciate you hopping on, Dom. Where can people find you on the way out?
Me and Ryan will be back on the Talking Jets once camp is live and going. So really, I mean that's that'll be the focal point. I'm sure I'm going to be doing some stuff with Green Bean also on the Thursday thick of it. We don't have a schedule yet, and look out. Me and Dylan will be collabing for some draft stuff throughout the fall and into draft of 2026. So Dom and Dylan will be working together, and then you can catch me on the Talking Jet stuff and here and there and all over the place, man.
Dom, you're the man. See you at camp this summer. I'll see you at some games as well.
You got it, buddy. Oh, I'm going to Tampa, by the way. I know that you have your thing there. Yeah, me and my wife got tickets. That's our travel game this year. So
I love it. Do you need a hotel? I got a hotel link for you.
Yes, text me the hotel link. I was going to Airbnb it once I had the tickets in possession, but if you got a hotel link,
I got a hotel hookup for you. All right. We got a party Saturday night at Gaspar's Patio Bar and Grill. We got the tailgate on game day. Ladies and gentlemen, Dom C will be joining us in Tampa. Let's go. That's great news.
Yeah, like I told you, my wife and I will always travel to one game. Last year happened to be London. Yep. She wanted to go back to London this year, but it just doesn't work out. So Tampa works perfect.
Let's do it. Can't wait. Dom, you made my day. Looking forward to that.
All right, buddy.
Dom C joining us. Good spot with him. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're all waiting for. You're waiting for the raffle. I get it. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. It is time to spin the wheel of champions. We got 3 signed New York Jets related items to raffle away right now.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly ASMANIAC Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which ASMANIAC is winning an epic prize.
Music, please. All right, here's what we're doing. Simple. We spin the wheel not once, not twice, but 3 times. And we will determine which listeners who entered our weekly raffle will win a prize. If you win, please email me, AsmanJake@gmail.com. Name and address where to send your item. Ladies and gentlemen, our first signed giveaway item today is a Bill Parcells autographed New York Jets helmet. And the winner of the Parcells helmet is listener Frank P. Frank, congratulations. Well deserved. Frank's been killing it in these weekly raffles. You want to name it signed helmet last week? Parcells signed helmet this week. Not too shabby. Remember, you can only win once per weekly raffle, so we will remove Frank's entries. And now it is time to spin the wheel again. Item number 2 is a signed helmet by Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that is... we find out right now. And the winner is Green Gang 365. Green Gang, a longtime listener of the program. Congratulations to Green Gang. Okay, we got one more prize left. This is a signed 8x10 Rex Ryan photo. If you win, we mail it out to you with the other prizes that we just discussed as well. Ladies and gentlemen, one prize left, and the winner of the Rex Ryan photo is John. Congratulations to John. John, longtime listener of the show. He actually won a signed Garrett Wilson daily raffle prize last week. So, John, congratulations. I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but when you see this later, if you're not in the chat, we will make sure that we let you know that you won and get that prize sent out to you. Okay. I appreciate everyone who entered. Congrats to John. Congrats again to Green Gang. And congrats to Frank P. Now, here's the thing. We're not done. Because I already told you we're doing a Wayne Corbett related giveaway at the end of the show. A signed Wayne Corbett jersey. I have it right here, ready to ship out to one lucky Asmaniac. But I am excited to share with you that I already can tell you the top prizes in next week's weekly raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, training camp is back. A lot of our regular listeners are going to be back. You know, the casuals who aren't here until the season really gets into full swing. So we're going to start next week off with a bang. How about a Joe Namath helmet as our top prize, autographed by Broadway Joe himself? Item number 2, the current QB of the New York Jets assigned Justin Fields helmet. So quarterback theme raffle early on for next week. Namath and Fields, past and present Jet quarterbacks for next week's raffle. Gift away to be entered into that. If you don't win a daily prize, you're in for the weekly prize. Thank you again to everyone who supports the show, because we would not be able to do now 33 raffles and counting since December 1st without the listener support. So thanks again to everyone who makes the show the show. With that said, phone lines are open. Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is where we are headed. We're first up today. Purple Belt Mike will start things off. Ladies and gentlemen, it is PBM time.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yo.
Hello, Mike.
How's it sound? Sounds good?
You sound great.
Awesome. How'd you like that video yesterday I sent you?
No, great. It really got me going.
Yeah, that was awesome. But too bad you're not a Gears player. I was going to play with Dylan today, but then he has an Xbox and PUBG is not compatible with PC. It's not crossplay. So I can't play with him on that. So I gotta wait till Madden 26 comes out.
I'll tell you what. One of these days, Mike. One of these days.
Do you play Madden?
I used to, not anymore.
So your gaming days are over?
Yeah, I haven't owned a gaming console in like a decade already.
All right. Well,
the last gaming console I owned was the 360.
Training camp question.
Yes.
So training camp starts next week or the week after?
Training camp starts this week.
It starts this week. Okay.
Yes, Tuesday.
I wasn't sure. So how far into training camp do they put the pads on, or is it right away?
The pads will probably be on by Friday this week.
Oh, so then we'll get a real idea of who like our ones are and whatever by then. Is there like a press conference that they do after?
Well, Glenn's going to speak after every practice.
Gotcha. All right, so we have something to look forward to when we're a week away.
Look, 2 weeks from now is the green and white scrimmage, so we're getting there.
Yep. All right, brother. That's all I had. Thanks.
Mike, thank you. Electric call there from Purple Ball Mike. Great question earlier that is worth bringing up now. The question came in from Boomtown. If little Joey wins the Azie today, will Beast claim this as another title win? That's a great question. And the only way to find out the answer to said question is to ask the man himself.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadoodle.
Ow.
Beast?
I follow my tooth.
What's wrong, Beast?
Back tooth.
Back tooth? What happened to you?
Now my back tooth started yesterday. Started doing a doink, 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 doink. Throbbing. So I'm going to have to call, you know who I'm going to have to call? The dentist. Yeah, fun for me, huh? Fun. Yeah,
Man,
when I get
poor you, Beast. Poor you. I'm sorry to hear.
I got to sit there, get the Novocaine, and then and then after they take it out, I'll be like, I don't know where I am. Maybe I'm on another planet. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I've been to the dentist before. twice. Had my wisdom teeth. Gone. How many times have you been to the dentist?
Many times over the years. Many times.
Oh, okay, so all right, you've been there before, so this will be a third for me. I'm used to it. No pain.
You've only been
no
to the
pain.
dentist 3 times?
I've only been. Yep, only 3. Well, it's
In your
because
entire life?
Oh yeah, because I take care of my teeth. I always take care of my teeth. I always get the best teeth. Yes, my wisdom teeth have been taken out because due to pain. Can't have that. Can't screw that up. So I gotta get on this out here first, and then right here and the back out. Get them out.
Well, Beast, are you aware that little Joey right now is up 58% over the rest of the nominees for best mascot? Where is little Joey?
He's taking his nap. I gave him early morning playtime. I need to fix something here. This is very, very disgraceful and embarrassing.
Why did you write you're fat?
I did not write that. I will find out. I do not write.
Who did that? Who did such a thing?
Some delusional jackass with a low IQ, no lower than cheap toilet paper on a cold day.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Okay, enough of that.
There's no escape, you tubby bastard. Don't make me destroy you and make 6 rings a regular on the show.
Bullshit! I'll never let 6 rings be a regular.
Or maybe I'll send you back to Hogwarts School for attic-dwelling Jedi doodles.
Hey, if you don't stop playing that Harry Potter shit, I'm gonna leave the show anyway.
Uh-oh. You hear that, B. Skywalker? 6 rings just sent you to the hole again. There we go.
Doodles.
I said enough, man. This is enough. Show's over with the shit. Now, 1 point, and I'm going to make loud and clear. 13 and 4th season. Go all the way.
Go Jets, Beats. Give me a Jet chant.
Damn right. And don't worry. We got more to come.
Yeah.
For as long as I can remember, ever since I was a little boy, it was my dream to go to Hogwarts. People always told me, Beast, you're not a wizard. You don't know magic. But I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. And guess what? So what did I do? I grabbed the nearest wand and started flinging it around. Pew, pew, pew. Abracadabra. Now nobody disrespects me because I'm a proud graduate of Hogwarts. And listen up, 6 rings. Keep talking and I get a spell for you behind the 7-Eleven.
Jake, you might want to look at this one right here. Michael D. Ramo saying, I ate little Joey. Goodbye, you son of a bitch.
Michael, how dare you? Little Joey is Beast pet.
Hit the hole. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye. See you later, bitch.
Got
Send
him.
to the hole, boys. Out
Beast,
you go.
Beast, hold on. I just lost control of my computer.
I know who's hacking this show, and I definitely know who. It's that little pussy 6 rings with his little balding hairdo and his ugly face. Who looks, by the way, looks like I can't think of the name. Definitely not Princess Diana. No way. Look, I know who he looks.
Wizard and magical fart blasting.
Abracadoodle.
I regained control of the show, Beast, but I can't put you on right now with 6 rings looming. We got to get our defense system up. So stand by. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We announced the winners of the ASMANIAC Raffle earlier, and at the end of the show, we'll spin the wheel one more time to give away this jersey, a signed Wayne Corbett New York Jets jersey. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Gusbuster Hotline is where we are headed back to. We're joining us right now to talk all things Jets and to possibly smoke and debate is...
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Hey, easy tongues, you know it's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoke and debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
Hey, what's happening, Jake?
Hey, Beast, get out of here. Six Rings did it again. Go ahead, Ricky. Sorry about that.
Any rate, that's awesome that Dom C is going to come to Tampa. Another person from the community I get to meet.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Dylan will be there. Dom C. So that's two content creators that I know of. Some people might like this, some might hate this. I think Frankie B's coming to that game, so we're gonna have a lot of Jet
Oh my
people in the
goodness,
house.
Tanky.
Tanky will be there.
Yeah, and you and Nick Shine. There's going to be a lot
Nick
of
Shine,
content
yep.
creators. Possibly Ian. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of creators, a lot of great fans. That's going to be a really good time. It's just getting bigger by the day. More and more people jumping in on that. So that's awesome. I'm not surprised by Jermaine's comments. And you know what? I know Germaine well enough to know that, like, when he says something, he means it. Like, he doesn't BS around. And I don't think it's going to be as slow a start as some people think. Like, maybe he's not 100% right from day one, but I'll take like 85% Germaine all day long.
I think his run defense alone, Ricky, will be incredibly beneficial because he can't be like Germaine Johnson at 80% or 75% is so much better than Clemens, who played so many snaps last year. Ridiculous that he was allowed to, but that's literally what happened.
Yes, that was absolutely terrible. I think Sauce as well. I think the new system's going to benefit him. And yeah, he's coming off a down year, but he's only coming off a down year if you're comparing him to his first 2 years. If you're comparing him to other corners around the league, he didn't really have that bad of a year. That's kind of overblown. And everything that's going on right now, I don't see how people can't be optimistic. You know, you listen to Garrett, the video that he did after he got his deal, and he said it took him one conversation with Aaron Glenn, and he was bought in. So if the guys are buying in like that, I think it's a sign that things are headed in the right direction. I'm buying in. Aaron Glenn's changing the culture, you know, with the team, with the front office, and I'm going to do everything I can to change the culture with the fan base. And it's time to start thinking more positive. And that being said, I would like to extend an invitation to you. I'm going to do a call-in show at 8 tonight. And
wow. Saturday night Ricky NY, folks.
Yeah. So trying to get geared up and ready for the season. So I definitely wanted to let you know, and hopefully you can make it by for that.
I will do my best, Ricky. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. The Ricky NY experience is real and spectacular, folks. Get ready.
All right, man. Have a great day, Jake. Have a great day, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you guys tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky NY.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
More calls right now. Looks like he's headed to Citi Field for David Wright Day. The Hamburger's on the line. Hello, Hamburger.
What is up? Yes, I am. I'm sitting waiting in line. I'd left like an hour early. I live 7 minutes from the place, and the line is ridiculous to get in here already.
Wow. I'll tell you what. I got a chance to meet David Wright a couple of years ago at the PGA at BetPage, and I'm obviously not a Met fan, but David Wright, immense respect I always had for him. One of the nicest athletes I got a chance to talk with and have a conversation with. Great dude. So very deserving of the honor today. And it's cool that the building's going to be packed for number 5.
Yeah. Quick. I would agree with you 100%. Quick story on him. I mean, I waited a long time to finally meet him. I never really went out of my way to like look for him, but there was a few times that I came close to running into him. And finally this winter with my wife and my kids, we were at Citi Field for like, I guess like the fan fest type thing that they do. And he ended up walking out and walking past me. And like, I guess he like caught my eye or whatever. And I was like kind of like plead with him, like with a face. And he like gave me like a finger, like 1 second. And then he like walked through a crowd and came all the way back to my family. And shook my hand and spent, maybe 15 seconds because he was in a rush with us. And then I got to take a picture. It was fantastic, man. He really embodies like greatness. And I have, for that 2006 team, and reason why I'm such a diehard Met fan is, I was struggling at the time with addiction. And that 2006 team, I watched every single game. I sat in front of the couch in front of that TV and watched them. And I stayed my head clean for the rest of the time. Like a year later, I met my wife, and that's the story, man. I mean, that was like a changing moment in my life, is that 2006 season. Like 2005, I started getting clean, and I had nothing, and here I am. I have a beautiful family and a beautiful life right now, so I can't be more thankful. So today is a special day for me, for David Wright. He and that team, mostly him, the way he carried himself, really did a lot for me in my life and gave me inspiration to be a better guy and better person. And so that was my story. So you get to know the Hamburger a little bit more.
I love it. That's an awesome story, Hamburger. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this week to have some football back in our lives. Hopefully, I'm gonna pace myself and not take too much in, because I don't want to get as involved as I was for like the last 2 years. Was still, the downfall is pretty tough. So I'm gonna take it easy. I'm excited for football in general. I'm excited for the Jets. I'm excited to get the season started, and I hope for the best this year, man, because it can't get any worse.
No, the bar's low, which
sure.
maybe we'll
Without a doubt.
You brought up the 06 Mets. Maybe we'll have an 06 Jets-like season. First year defensive-minded head coach, quarterback with some questions, right? Chad coming off the injuries. Fields now 13, 3 years. Who knows?
Listen, it's kind of the same vibe with the way the Mets are now. New ownership. Yeah, we don't have new ownership, but we have new guys that are in the organization. They're signing on talent, something like the Mets have been doing, something like, something, a building culture like that. And hopefully it's the truth and we get it. Finally, we are a diehard fan base that is really messed up in the head. So, I mean, that's a fact. We're all messed up in the head. You can claim that they're going to be great this year, but there's something in the back of that head of yours going, holy shit, God, I hope so. So, man, you guys have a blessed Saturday. And for my Met fans out there, let's get a win today. And I can't wait to see David today.
I think Lindor's going to be named captain today too, right? That's like the rumor.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say, oh, how could they do that on David Wright's day? But David Wright is selfless. And I think he and Lindor have a lot of things in common. The way they approach the game, the way they approach the organization, the way they approach the fans. I think they have like that same build. So I think David would be nothing but happier than to do something like that on a day like today, because for him, it's not all about him. He just loved being a Met, and he's still a Met fan.
I love it. Hamburger, have a great day today, man.
Thank you.
The Hamburger checking in. David Wright was on a Hall of Fame arc until the injuries cropped up. So he's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but he'll be in the Mets Hall of Fame. His number is going to be retired. And it should be. Very similar to Don Mattingly's career with the Yankees. Elton says, one thing I know is the Jets will have more wins this year than times Beast has been to the dentist his whole life. Beast, you said once again you've been to the dentist 3 total times?
Twice. This will be my third going in.
So you've been to the dentist twice in your entire life?
Yeah, it's right here. I have a regular teeth. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm gonna have to have the dentist do the teeth and just sit back, lay, and go. Okay, get Novocaine, and yeah, I'm gonna be numb for a few hours, but after that, I'm just gonna be like, I ain't gonna feel nothing.
Hey, let me bring on someone that knows what to do to make you numb. Black Gypsy, any advice for Beast?
Beast, you have a cavity, bro. That tooth is fucked. 3 times? 3 times? Yo, you're supposed to go to the dentist every year to get a cleaning, bro. Like, that is no bueno. Beast.
No
bueno, bro. No bueno, bro. Beast. So, are you ever gonna get on the scale?
I got better things to do right now. I have a life right now.
Answer, Beast. Answer this. Why won't you get on the scale? Give us a good reason.
I've had just enough. I've had enough.
That's not a reason. That's not a reason, Beast.
No. No. This is getting to be rather insulting to my intelligence. This is getting out of
You,
control. For the
but
last
Beast,
several weeks.
you told us that you were a certain weight. We didn't ask you how much you weighed. You told us how much you weighed.
I already made that loud and clear. I already made my point, and I'm staying with that bottom line. That's it. No more.
So you're not gonna do it.
I made my point loud and clear. Enough's enough. And then the Harry Potter trash on top of it. Throw that in the garbage. Throw it on the garbage.
That's 6 rings. You got to get 6 rings.
Abracadoodle.
Yeah. Well, he's the ugliest prostitute on here, and that's a guarantee. Big guarantee.
Beast, so I have a question for you. What are you retired from? Like, what was your job before, and then you retired?
Before I did wrestling, I worked in factories. Worked at
Okay, so you had you've had an actual job.
Well, I got it through the one department over here. This one place. They weren't so good. Their pay rate was
job.
And the goddamn speak. Stop interrupting me.
job.
Son of a bitch.
Beast, they're just fucking with you, Beast. Don't take it seriously, bro. It's just jokes. Just jokes, man.
Just when you thought things can't get any more retarded. Wow.
So, Jake, I have an actual question.
No wonder why 6 Rings never gets laid, because he's too bald and ugly.
What's up, Black Gypsy?
So, how many? We were running simulations, right? Because there's an AI simulation you can run on Google of like what players need to do for them to get wins. My friend's like a nerd, so he does all this stuff all the time. So he came up with this thing for Fields, saying that he has to have close to 100 yards per game rushing for the team to be considered a rushing team, to where the defenses would be scared to play Fields. So, like, just by Just Nation, I want to know what people thought. Do you think he's capable of breaking the rushing record this year? And do you think he's capable of getting 100 yards per game? And would that help us in trying to stop teams? Because if we're running option football like a college team, like they run a good amount of plays where it's just run plays. They're dominant runs.
Well, I mean, Fields personally having 100 yards per game? No, I don't think he's going to have 1,700 rushing yards. But are there going to be games where he has 100 yards rushing? I think so. I think the bigger stat is the Jets being a top 5, maybe even better rushing team, like collectively. That's Fields, that's Brees, Braylon, Isaiah Davis. Like, that to me is what I'm looking at. Fields is not going to have 1,700 rushing yards. No quarterback has ever had more than like 1,150.
What was the record that he had when he won it?
Let's see the exact total.
What were you gonna say, Beast?
I kind of see Brees Hall maybe getting to the 2,000 mark, because if he's gonna have this, if this is his last year, he better go out with a bang. And Brandon Allen, I think I see a 1,000-yard season in him, because what he did last year, he surprised the hell out of me. He ran, he had some speed, he had some leg. I think he's gonna have 1,000 yards this year.
So Beast has the Jets running backs combining for 3,000 rushing yards.
That's a lot of yards.
I'd say they're going to be pretty good if they do that. Justin Fields, Black Gypsy, in 2022 had 1,143 rushing yards, which was a record for a quarterback.
Beast, for your tooth, baking sodas and warm salt water.
I think I'm gonna try that later on today when I get back from Costco.
Don't swallow it. Just gargle.
Hey, how many hot dogs you putting down?
That's dangerous right there. That's very dangerous.
Beast, how many hot dogs you putting down?
No, I'm not getting hot dogs. I'm picking up some butter and pork chops and one other thing, good old garlic Parmesan bagel.
Very nice. Black Gypsy, what are your thoughts on
that? Beast is always eating. Beast and Gorman stay eating all the time. Every time.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference between me and Gorman. I'm a man's man. I keep mine 100% clean. Gorman has this goofy thing called taking a shit on a show. First of all, if you're gonna take a dump, do it in private.
Right.
I
agree with that.
Sharing is caring. Gorman wants to.
But he did it on Bobby's show 3 times, and Bobby kicked his ass off and told him, "Hey, I'm trying. We're running a show here, not watching you take a dump." And even Jake even said, "What the hell was he doing? Was he wiping his derriere?" And I just said, "Oh boy."
Hey, Black Gypsy, what do you think of Gorman not being able to get a job? I mean, you've had some strong takes on it.
Speaking on that, so I told Nick Shine, I was talking to Nick Shine, that there are hotels on Stelton Road. Anyone that's from New Jersey, from Piscataway, Edison, that area, New Brunswick, there's a street called in Piscataway called Stelton Road. It has every restaurant, every hotel, all on that strip. Now, I know people at the hotels, so I told Gorman to go into the hotels. There's a Days Inn, Holiday Inn, Motel 6, and just apply, because I talked to them before. I used to be a manager there. They said that they're hiring. So all he has to do is go in and apply. That was a week ago. I've seen him driving around. I've heard him go to restaurants, all types of shit. Anything but actually go to the hotel. Like Uber to the hotel, just fill out some applications. The whole street is hundreds of businesses that he could fill out. There's Friendlies, there's Kohl's, everything is there. It's 3 shopping centers back to back to back.
I gave him a good idea. How about try out Giovanni's Deli or even Parkwood Deli out in Jersey? You ever hear Parkwood Deli?
Pretty big, right?
Could you imagine Charles with someone's food?
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
I love it, dude.
You're talking about how people don't.
You can't say that people think you don't want a job and then say that you came off a real good nap. It's a hard 2 sentences to put together, Charles. It is. You got Jake off the camera.
How do you not see the irony of that, Charles? This is why Charles is the best of the best.
He was not.
He's the best. Like, it's just amazing.
When he said that, I started dying of laughter with you. And the look on his face was like, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I just came off a solid nap. You know what I mean? I'll do some job hunting tomorrow. I love Gorman, bro.
He's the best. He'll never get a job, but we can pretend like he will one day. It's awesome.
Yeah. He has more people rooting for him than regular people in their lives, trying to make him better. And he's like, yeah, whatever.
Black Gypsy, you're the man. Good call.
Ladies
and gentlemen, the great Black Gypsy, check it in. I mean, just you can't make it up. Now, I think we might have a Mikey Midnight signing, but here's the thing. We know how this goes. He's there, but can we see him? And if we could see him, we can't hear him. It's usually one or the other. So we'll try it, but we know how this probably ends up.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Mikey? Let me bring on my tech guy. Beast, what do we do?
Let's try. Let me try this. Mikey, are you there?
Bobby.
What?
I love you, Bobby. I love you, now they care away, you fucking bitch.
You just called me a fucking bitch. Oh my god. Jake, What is going on? I'm done.
I understand. Just listen to me for 30 seconds.
Call me a fucking bitch.
Okay, so get him out.
I am done. Bye, everybody.
What a moment that was. Little Joey dominating the Azie Award for Best Mascot. 59% of the vote. Let's be real. There was a guinea pig birthday party that was thrown for Little Joey, so I'm not surprised that Little Joey is dominating this category so far in the Azzies. With that said, more calls now. Papa Jet is up next. Hey, Papa.
Jake, you got me?
We got you, Papa.
Okay, sorry about my last call. I guess it was bad connection, and I knew what it was, so I fixed it, hopefully. First off, just a couple points, Jake. I'd like to wish Ricky NY good luck in his first live show tonight. Hope he does well. I'm going to try to be there. And Dom C, Jake, you can't get him every week.
I could try, Dom. See, here's the thing, right? So some of the issues I run into is, well, I do the Jet YouTube thing full time on top of my radio stuff. A lot of the other creators, it's like a side thing for them, so they have actual jobs or they have like other things that prevent them from being available when I'm doing like the show during like normal work times. That's why Dom is great for a Saturday or a Sunday spot.
Okay, because he's really good.
He's great.
Love Dom C.
Yeah, great guy too.
Him and DT are the two best for me. And you know how you have, I think, DT on Wednesdays, right? Wednesday afternoon, maybe. Yeah, I like to see Dom C. It'd be nice weekly, but I get it. And then on this Mount Rushmore of unemployment, I'm rooting for all these guys, Jake. But I think they
Beast
should
is
have.
retired. That's the thing. He doesn't believe he should be on there.
Beast is staying there, but the thing I think, Jake, I think they got to pass their. I think they got to pass their probationary period. Like if Bobby gets a job, God bless him, and I'll root for him. But I think they got to pass their 90 days so we know it's legit and steady.
Well, I definitely think there has to be some sort of threshold. They gotta like have the job for, right? Like you make a reservation, you show up. That doesn't mean you had dinner at the place. They got to be able to keep the reservation, and then they got to be able to serve you your meal after you make the reservation. So Bobby thought he had the job, but he didn't. So he never actually escaped the mountain.
Okay, Jay, hey, and just one more point. You know how they always mention like they came from this coaching tree, like the Mike Holmgren coaching tree or the Andy Reid or Sean Payton. I don't know all these guys' history, but I think you got a tree going on, don't you? Like did Nick Shine start his after your show?
I think Nick might have already been making content. I'm not quite sure on that one. But no, I mean, we have a lot of spinoff shows. I mean, Bobby, Gorman, Ricky. Dylan started his own YouTube channel after coming on here and seeing what this community could do for him.
So, Jake, I think that's something to be proud of. There's a Jake Asman tree.
The Asmaniac universe continues to expand, Papa Jet. We love it.
Yeah, and Jake,
Mike, Purple Belt Mike, he started the Jizzing with Mike show.
Yeah, and did Gary start the Nets one too, or?
Yeah, Dano started the show as well. He was Dano never calls in anymore, but he's frequently in the chat. He does a show. Big Cho has got a show coming out, we believe.
So Jake, you got to root for these guys because then the Jake Asman tree would be, you know what I'm saying? We got to root for him.
we do. It's true.
Okay, Jake. Hey, have a good weekend, bud.
Papa, appreciate you. I didn't even mention Jets Worldwide. Someone count up how many spinoffs that is. It's a lot. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Asmaniac Cinematic Universe. Yeah, it's fitting. We gave away a Bill Parcells helmet today. The Parcells of the Asmaniac community is me. The Parcells tree. Speaking of giveaways, show's winding down here. Wayne Corbett jersey. I got it right here. Signed and authenticated. Give it away to one lucky listener. Gift away to be entered to win. Let's see. Ricky NY writes, and speak of the devil. Jake, I gave Charles some good ideas on jobs last night. He applied at Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods last night, close to him. You know what? I actually am seeing some information here that was sent to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman applied to his local Red Robin as well, Lowe's, Home Depot, and as Ricky first reported here, Best Buy and Dick's Sporting Goods. So Charles Gorman is on the prowl sending in job applications. Will it pay off, though? That's the question. Many are obviously questioning it. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline, up next is a guy who's going to bring energy. Stop what you're doing and get close to your camera.
I got my eye on you. Check, make me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Hi there, Jake.
Hello, David.
Hey, shout out to the hamburger. He seems like a really cool guy. And Dom seeing his wife to Tampa. Oh my God, I'm in awe of most of these people or all these people. And when I get like to the meetup and the tailgate, I'm gonna be speechless. I won't be able to speak. I'll just have to take it all in. But I do have a Jet question for you, and I don't want to bore you or the listeners. But actually, in the last couple of years, I believe Sauce is my favorite player on the team. And can you explain to me? I think I got a decent idea of traveling as a defensive back. And did Revis and or Aaron Glenn travel in their career?
Revis traveled every game.
Okay. And so traveling is
You just follow the best receiver, basically. Like the assignment is, hey, whoever the best receiver is on the team we're playing that week, when they line up, we're putting you on them no matter where they go.
Okay, you just answered my question. You follow them wherever they go, and
you don't see it as much in today's NFL, but so I don't think Sauce is going to do what Revis did in his prime. Like I was like unheard of what Revis was doing. That's what made Revis the best I think ever in his prime. But I do think Sauce should be allowed to follow the number one receiver on teams, and Cromartie would travel as well in certain scenarios too. But like week 1, for example, DK Metcalf's the best player on the Steelers. That's the guy that Sauce should be following.
okay, now, this might be a dumb question, but so they're designated to follow the best receiver on the team, but depending on how the game goes, can that or to throw them off, can they change it up, a little bit or?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I want to see what this defense does with the talent they have. Like, they're like everyone's talking about, what a Glenn defense is, what a Wilkes defense is. We don't know what it's going to look like when it's blended and how they're going to put certain players in different spots. The biggest thing I'm looking for, if you want like a scheme thing, I think they're going to blitz a lot more. Quincy and Jamie and Sherwood are two of the faster players in the league, let alone at their position. Send them off the edge. Send them up the middle. Let's see more exotic blitzes. Let's use those guys' speed to force more turnovers potentially. Like that's what I'd love to see.
I'm looking forward to it all, Jake.
Me too, David. Can't wait to see you in Tampa.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great David T.
I got my INUG. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Big fella writes in, did you know Charles is on right now? Counter programming. By the way, we're taking over Tampa. That we are. I did see Charles is on. He's doing a show on why he believes Justin Fields is due to have a breakout season in 2025. So Charles obviously spending his time today looking for a job. Really working hard at that. He's doing a Jet show to 3 people watching right now. It's funny. If he was going to do that, don't you think he should have called into this show first and said, hey, Jake, when you're done, I'm going to do a show? He'd have more than 3 people tuned in right now. Me even mentioning this probably just got like 4 more people to switch over there. So you're welcome, Charles. Right. Beast, what do you think of Charles going with some counter programming?
Has he gone bonkers or has he gone backwards?
Unbelievable, right?
Unreal. A 6-letter word that you could put in a game of Scrabble and you get a couple points out of that. No, I mean, I don't play Scrabble. I play Monopoly, and I also play Battleship. And one more thing. I got a new name for you. Bartender Jake. After all, you do carry that big bottle of Hennessy.
Bartender Jake? All right. Whatever you say, Beast. I'm in.
Hey, right there. You know that big bottle of Hennessy that you got right there?
I do. After the night I had last night, I will not be drinking it on the show today.
Here we go. Here we go, folks. The king is back. Now, Bartender Jake is in the house.
Next time you see the Hennessy bottle, it'll be after the Jets hopefully win Week 1, Beast. I need wins.
And Week 1's prediction, we're going to have a 30 to 3 because this is what's going to happen to Aaron Rodgers. Slam City, boy. And one more thing. DDT is where it's at. DDT stands for Drop Dead Twice. Now, next time you play with Jake, just remember these words. Come around this tree. Come on. Come around this tree. See if old Damien will come out and get you. Remember, trust me. Trust me.
Thank you for that wonderful presentation, Beast. Michael says you should do a T-shirt with the Jake Asman Show YouTube channel tree. If someone wants to design that, we'll throw it up in the shop because that is a hilarious concept. All right, a couple more calls, and then I'll raffle away the Corvette jersey. So just $5 to get the membership if you want in. And there's not a ton of people in this raffle relative to some of the other daily ones. So great opportunity to win a signed Jets item, which if you win and you get me your address today, I will run over to UPS. I'll get it sent out to you today. That's how committed I am to making sure people that win prizes get them fast around these parts. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lup Man is next on the show. Hello, Luppy.
Going on, Jake? How you doing?
What's up, Luppy? How are you?
Listen, I'm truly convinced Beast does not have a bed. It's just a bunch of mattresses on the floor.
It's
there is
the
no box
strongest.
spring in the
Yeah, it's amazing. He's
There's
got
no
the
box spring
strongest
in the
bed in
floor
the
that's going to
universe.
hold up to that.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I got to laugh every time though. He's definitely one of the greats. You got to get Boomtown on that tree. And whether you put it in Discord or something, so somebody can make the tree out of it. But Jake, you definitely spawned so many out. I'm going to get divorced. I mean, I'm trying to get on your show, Bobby's show. It's like there's only so much time in the day. I got to work for a living. There's only so much time in the day we can do these things.
Next year, Luppy, the Azie Award for best spin-off show in the ASMANIAC universe. We'll do that.
There you go. That's definitely a good category. We should see that one. If they all survive, though, because there's so many spin-offs that I'm sure all the Asmaniacs got to choose, too, as well. It's just, I mean, I can't believe Charles is going on when you're on. What the hell is that about?
I like someone already was on and I clicked on it. It was 3 people watching. I didn't hear the audio because I was obviously doing this, but it was like, why Justin Fields, whatever. And I'm like, you're doing a Jet show the same time I'm doing a show, Charles. That's not going to help you get new viewers.
The spin-offs don't work like that.
Also, why are you doing a Jet show, Charles? You need a job. You are unemployed.
Yeah, today's my
This
last
is why
day
people
breathing.
think you don't want a job, Charles.
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
You
Yeah,
can't make it
I
up.
was crying. I was crying on that one, too, Jake. That was hysterical. I mean, it's never going to happen. You know, we're going to keep talking about it. It's great content. It's hysterical, but wow.
It really is. I never thought the job stuff would take off the way it has. You just never know what's going to become a storyline on the show.
It's just too funny. Maybe we can live stream an actual job interview with him. That'd be next. It'd be like the Step Brothers, some guy behind him. Like maybe
We already did that bit too. I gotta find that. I have a whole thing that Gator made of the Step Brothers mock interview with Gorman.
Yeah, that's definitely funny. I was going to talk Jets, but that was hysterical. There's some things, everybody's got the questions going on about the Jets. A little weird take, but the defense, I think they're going to be solid. It's just stopping the run is really the big question on the defense. I feel really good about the defense, especially who's in charge. Offense, there's many questions, but the one big question is, can Justin Fields read a defense in order to throw the ball? That's going to be key. Otherwise, they're going to be focusing on him to run, the option play, that kind of stuff. That's really going to crush us. We're talking about low-scoring games at that point. If the other team is ahead by 10 or more points, it's going to be a struggle for us to score unless he can read the field and be able to throw downfield. Coaching, too. You got a first-time head coach and an offensive coordinator. And we've been through that too many times. And maybe this time we hit lightning in a bottle. So the amount of questions is really the issue. I think there's a lot of, wait and sees. I think the first game of the season against Pittsburgh's going to show us a lot. It's going to show us how much they're into it. I think the last couple of seasons, some of our key players like Sauce, like Garrett Wilson, were getting a little, I guess they weren't putting their 100% effort into everything. I'm sure they're doing it as much, but as far as their heart goes, when you're in the games and you're being coached correctly and your ball's getting thrown to you or you're in the right position to make a play because the coaches put you there. You put that little extra oomph into it, and it makes you a better player. And for them to do it without having a great coaching staff, I think these coaching, if they defensively definitely, but I hope offensively that Fields can read the field and throw it to Wilson, so that makes him happier, and then it's just going to snowball. That's where the snowball happens. So there's those key questions that I want to see in the first game happen, but a lot of questions, Jake. A lot of questions.
Maybe we get some answers, Luppy. Wouldn't that be nice? And there are positive signs, positive answers.
Yeah, they can't coach any worse. Let's put it that way, right?
It's true. You're not wrong. Luppy, you're the GOAT. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too, Jake.
Luppy checking in. Excellent call, as usual. I was trying to find the interview of Gorman trying to get a job here, but I'm struggling to find it because StreamYard, you guys have heard me complain about it. They rearranged how they list clips, and it's just a mess. So I can't find anything like as quick as I'm used to. I can do this, though. I can acknowledge Black Gypsy getting in the ASMANIAC Raffle for 5 with 5 gifted memberships.
Oh, my bad, everybody.
One of the greats, Black Gypsy, and I know he loves Gorman, so we'll give you 2 drops of Gorman.
Oh.
If you hear your name, you're a channel member, courtesy of Black Gypsy, who had a great call earlier. SB24 Projects, Peter Borbrico, Michael Curran, John Lisicki, Rick Drummer, all receiving a membership. Oh, we got Mike D's Nuts in the house. Mike D's Nuts has gifted not 1, but 2 channel memberships. So Mike now is in our Wayne Corbett signed jersey raffle at the end of the show for 2. Also, since we did do raffle 32 of our weekly prizes, for those tuning in late, here are the top 2 to kick off training camp next week on the show. Signed Namath helmet, signed Fields helmet. So past and future as we end the offseason and look ahead to the 2025 season with a bang. Training camp officially underway for the Jets beginning Tuesday. Ryan McCarthy has gifted a channel membership, and I believe Ryan is actually on hold. He's our next caller. What's up, Ryan? You're in the raffle for 1 with that, now 2 with this call. What's going on?
Hey, Jake. Good morning. Good afternoon to you, actually. So happy Saturday, my fellow Jets fans. And just want to give a brief testimonial that you say what you do in terms of getting the raffle prizes out. This came in the mail yesterday.
Hey, that was honestly, that was really fast. Shout out to the post office.
Hey, we don't live too far away from each other. You're in Manhattan. I'm near Saratoga, New York. So I was doing another show. I was recording a show, and all of a sudden I get a notification that I got something in the mail, and it's like a long package. So. But yeah, I just wanted to call in and say thank you for the raffle prize. I just wanted to show it off to let people know that, yeah, you are the man of your word, and you sent them out fast, and it came to my door yesterday.
I'm glad it arrived safely. Congrats on winning it, Ryan. I mean, that's
Thank you.
That's awesome that you joined the Patreon, got some extra memberships, and maybe that was the difference in how you were able to win that signed sauce item.
Yeah, and shout out to the fellow Asmaniacs in the Discord. They've been very welcoming, very kind. Had some great discussions, and just want to give a brief testimonial to that. So thanks for what you do, Jake, and have a great Saturday. And we're looking forward to seeing more shows, and hopefully I'll be calling into more shows.
Ryan, call back anytime, man. Congrats again. Great call. And Ryan's first time caller, right, Ryan? So, I mean, you get an extra ticket for that too. Normally you get a call. You get 1 ticket per call. We've been doing that till training camp. Put Ryan in now for 2 with that one. Love that. All right. We are almost done here, so last chance to gift to get in. We also will keep our eyes on the Azie Awards here. I'm going to end the poll before the raffle so I don't forget at the end of the show. And look, I guess anything can happen here. It ain't over till Beastbreaker sings, but Beastbreaker's guinea pig Little Joey is dominating. 58% of the vote. Little Joey looks primed to win the Azie Award for the best show mascot. And look, it's hard to argue with that one.
Good point. You know what's coming up also soon? College football season.
Rejected. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's end the show with a bang. Stop what you're doing and point.
He's pointing. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett Box
I missed the whole show. I didn't even know cannoli was up today. It's my bad. We're voting for a guinea pig. That's what we're doing. A guinea pig. What even is a guinea pig? What is that? This should really only be a two-dog race here.
What do you mean? What's
No
wrong
pun
with a guinea
intended.
pig?
What a guinea pig? That's your mascot. A guinea pig? Name one professional sports team that has a guinea pig as their mascot. I'll wait.
Wait a
Or
second.
Collins. Give me one team that has their mascot is a guinea pig, a gerbil, a hamster, or a mouse. Go ahead.
I think
A
that's what
guinea
makes
pig.
it great. It's unique to our show. It's a pet.
This is what we're voting. This is what we're doing. We're voting for a guinea pig to be the mascot. I don't even know what
What's
a
your
guinea
issue
pig
with Little
is.
Joey? Little Joey's a great pet.
This should be between cannoli and a cat.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ASMANIAC Rumble.
Somebody's brains are in the toilet, or your brains are somewhere in that Prego sauce. And I'm talking either mushroom or meat sauce. Where's your head? Did you oversleep, or were you doing a yeah man? What is wrong with you today? Are you blind or something? Did it affect you today?
Typically, what's a good idea is when you ask a question, is to wait for the answer. You just babble, just stop talking for 30 seconds. Just stop.
Oh dear God.
You're a grown man, and we're voting on your guinea pig.
I think when I say you know what
A
I said
guinea
it
pig.
hundreds of times. Burger's right.
What is a guinea pig?
I think arguing with you would be better than talking to the. I'd rather talk to the fish.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
goldfish at least have a brain. Angelfish have a brain. Even
We're not smart. We're not smart like you, the morbidly obese grown man who lives in an attic with his guinea pig. We're not smart like you.
buddy. Hey, buddy. Back up the train 1 minute. Back up the train. Back up the train.
I wish I
Back
could be
it up.
smart like you.
Back it up.
That life would be good if I could just be smart like you.
I don't think you want to go here with me. I don't think you want to go there.
You started with me. I didn't say anything to you.
No,
I said
Sonny,
it's ridiculous
Sonny,
that
you're
other
flying
grown
off the
people
wall like some kind
are
of
voting for a
bird.
guinea pig.
Have you been eating way too many Cocoa Puffs lately? I think
No, I
you've
don't
been
eat
eating
that.
way too many. Because your brains are somewhere between Mars, Venus, Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, even the big sun that we got. And also, don't forget there's a 10th planet called Nibiru. Why don't you look it up?
Are you
Look up
done?
Nibiru.
What is your point? What is your argument? What is your position?
Don't be insulting my little boy.
All right, very good, Beast. Very good. Awesome. Good talking to you. Good chat. Good talk.
You know where the door is at. Exit stage left. You know what it... What a butt. You are, in the words of the great Biff Tannen, I'm going to cut you a little break. Today. So I was going to say this one time. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Like, come here, Cannoli. Cannoli, come here. Come here. Cannoli. Oh, you're laying on the floor over there? That didn't work out. Come here, Cannoli.
Let the animals play.
Come here.
Oh, boy. Burger was right. Right. Your brains are somewhere between ragu or prego sauce and the toilet.
Yeah. We're not smart like you, the morbidly obese man who lives in the basement in the attic with his guinea pig.
What did I just tell you?
This is what we're voting for a guinea pig over this. This is what we're doing.
Hey,
a guinea
your
pig.
dog looks cute too, my friend. But what you're doing right, you're trying to
it's a real pet.
right
It's
in the
guinea pig.
schnozzle, and you're being a little harsh, bro. Take it down a step.
Now, see, that's a pet right there.
Take it down
That's a
a step.
mascot.
Am I gonna waste my time over hot water and noodles? No, I'm not gonna waste my time on that. It's like dealing with idiots all day long. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 300. Let me run a tail of the tape here for you, Gary. I've done more bleeding in battle than what you can't do on the professional battlefield. I'm kind of like the William Wallace of the U.S. And I'll tell you why I'm like the William Wallace. I don't back down from no challenge.
Yeah, except you're 5'7", 500 pounds, and don't leave your attic. Except for that. Factor that in the mix.
We're gonna worry about one thing. Arguing with you is like arguing with Prego sauce and also some good old fashioned spaghetti noodles with some chicken parmesan or thing of meatballs, fresh. I'm a man.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea about Italian food, do you? You have no idea how to cook in the kitchen. I'm a 16-year pro. I already know how to work this shit.
Great job,
so
Beast.
easy. An 8-year-old can figure it out by himself. Come on. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. Same with underwear. Same with T-shirts. Same with jeans with chains on them. Come on. How many men like me have long hair like this, jeans like this, 3 beautiful battle jackets, leather jackets, top 5 corporations in the United States.
I have no clue what he's talking about.
Walks with
He's talking about his battle jacket. I don't even know what is a battle jacket. Do we call it something else in Texas? I don't know what you're referring to.
I'm done.
What is a battle jacket? Okay. Do you guys call it? I don't know what is a battle jacket? Like a varsity jacket? Is that what
Beast left? He saw the bounty that was sent in. He just ducked out immediately. Big country. Wow. Beast, we couldn't even play the sound there before Beast dropped out.
Nothing happened when they put you in a hole. Like nothing actually happened. You just can't comment. Like nothing actually happens to you, Beast. You'll be okay. They're not actually coming to get you.
He left before we could even do the whole big country. I got you in the raffle for 10, and don't worry, we believe in justice on this show. So, in due time, we'll make you whole on your contributions. Wow. Well, Gary, I mean, I'm sorry that your dog doesn't appear like it's going to win the Azie Award. You're just going to have to accept the results of the election here. And the people want little Joey to win, it feels like.
Yeah, which is, like, it should be between Cannoli and Duke. Like, if I would have lost to Duke, I would have said, all right. Like, all right, you fought as hard as you could, and you lost to a better dog. It's what a cat and a guinea pig. Come on now. Like, the cat and the guinea pig. So 7 out of 10 people, roughly, right? Is about 7 out of 10 people voted for a cat or a guinea pig.
I think if you follow the show, you understand the significance of little Joey. I think little Joey is a deserving Azie Award winner.
What's a better pet? A cat? I mean, a dog or a guinea pig?
But it's not about what the better pet is.
If I would have lost to Duke, I would have been fine with this. This is out. It is what it is, and I accept the outcome. But y'all are ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, another guinea pig is entering the conversation. Luppy joins us now.
There we go. They're awesome pets, Gary. I have no idea. Look how cute this
What's a
thing
better
is.
pet? A guinea pig or a dog? What's a better pet?
It depends upon what your needs are as an owner, as a pet owner. You
no one ever
cannot-
said guinea
nah,
pig is man's
nah.
best friend.
You cannot.
No one ever
Disrespect.
came home to
Disrespect.
open their door and their guinea
Guinea
pig was
Look at
standing
this.
there
It's
wagging their
it's
tail.
Muffin. By the way, Muffin did the voting for me, so of course
Yeah.
Muffin voted for
I
little
think we
Joey.
have to
That's why,
check
yeah.
the amount of guinea pigs that voted in this election. I think there was an inordinate amount of guinea pigs.
Gary, by the power invested in me, farewell.
Now look what you've done, Gary. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
How about that? We retroactively applied a bounty from one Asmaniac to a different one. Big country, if you tuned in late, he tried to get Beast into the hole. Beast left before we could even play anything. He's just was so afraid of it. So Big Country said I was going to send Gary also. So you know what? We'll apply ourselves properly. Papa Jet, shout out to you. I got you in the raffle for 5. Also, Big Country, I did account for your super chat earlier when you wrote in 6 rings. There's a better chance of us accepting him than Charles does getting a job. So you're in for 2 with that one as well. What a show this has been, huh? What a show. What a Saturday. Unreal. All right. Almost that time for the raffle. But first, as promised, I'm going to declare Little Joey our winner in the Azie Awards. You people voted to make it happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, congrats are in order to Little Joey. Little Joey wins the Azie Award for the best mascot. The final vote tally, 229 votes, 57% voted for Little Joey, 18% voted for Nala, Bobby Midnight's cat, 14% voted for Cannoli, Gary's dog, and 9% voted for Duke, Neil's dog. So congrats to Little Joey on the win. I'd bring Beast on to talk about it, maybe hear from Little Joey, but, well, we saw what happened with Beast. So the best I could do to honor Little Joey is play this. Okay, here's now what we're going to do. I'm going to take a short break to put the raffle names together. If you entered, you got a chance to win the Wayne Corbett jersey. So we're back in 60 seconds or less because on the other side, we spin the wheel for the 4th time today as one lucky Asmaniac is going to win a signed Wayne Corbett jersey. Let's go.
Right now, what I need to have happen, Charles, I need you to put on the Gorman tank. It's Friday. The vibes are high. Put on the Charles Gorman-inspired Jake Asman Show tank top for the people.
I will maybe next week.
What? Put it on. Put it on. Oh, my God, he's doing it.
Football is back, bitches.
Give us one more spin around, all right?
Give us the full modeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the ass. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Charles, would you like to respond to Gator? He says you look like you combed your hair with a pack of firecrackers. How come you didn't congratulate him?
I did on the baby. Yeah, he had a.
You didn't say this, though.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Congrats on the sex. Oh, my God.
Yeah, how do you think babies are made?
No, it's funny. True story. When I was a kid, I actually thought I came from a stork. I shit you not, man. Like, you know, when you have all these dreams and shit, it's like, you know, here you go, here's your baby. That's what I thought happened to me when I was a kid.
So to be clear, you were not acquired via stork, right?
Yes, I was biologically made by my mother and father.
Dennis Gorman?
And my mother, Roseanne.
Shout out to them. They did a great job with you, Charles.
Was it sweet and passionate, or are you unaware of those details?
Why do I need to know those details?
I don't know. Maybe it would have. I mean, you wanted to know whether it was stork or baby making, so I don't know. Just figured you'd want intricate levels of detail.
My parents made love twice. They gave birth to my brother, and they gave birth to me.
Okay. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
Just put myself in these goddamn situations.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone with the greatest camera quality you will ever see. Robert C. is up next. Hello, Robert.
So I try to pull up your channel on YouTube. What the Jets need to do is win.
Robert, thank you for the call. I don't know if that's your camera.
So anyway, how do you feel about Mila McCauley?
Who?
Mila McCauley.
I think good. I think I feel confident about him going into the season.
All right.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Here we go. For the 4th time today, we spin the Wheel of Champions. Good luck to everyone who entered. Reminder, if you don't win, doesn't mean you won't win a prize. Later this week, we're going to give away a Justin Fields signed helmet and a Broadway Joe Namath signed helmet. I've already announced our top 2 prizes for Raffle 33 in our weekly raffle series, but this is a daily raffle prize. So good luck to everyone who entered. Someone's going to win a signed jersey by one of the most beloved Jets of all time, Wayne Corbett. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the signed Corbett jersey is listener Roster Dread 305. Roster, I think a first-time winner. Congratulations, Roster. Email me your information. And I know Black Gypsy was technically the first to gift a membership on the show today. But the first person to do it when the show was actually live was Roster Dread. So my theory kind of still continues that seemingly if you enter the raffle first, you have a better chance to win. It's like the Asmaniac gods think highly of you. We've seen this multiple times recently that the first person to gift has won. So congratulations to Roster Dread, who wins the Corvette jersey. Roster, if you're out there, please message me. I don't know if you're on the Discord or not, but if you're out there, please, please, please let me know, and we will get this sent out to you as quickly as possible. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. What a show, man. What a show. Azie Awards continue this week. Likely not doing a show tomorrow. I got 4 hours of radio tomorrow. I'm hosting in the morning, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Sirius XM Channel 82. That's Mad Dog Sports Radio, so you can tune in if you want to hear my voice then. We'll be talking Jets tomorrow. I'm going to get a Jet guest on because Sauce and Garrett are national stories, so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the show. Congrats again to Rasta. Thank you to Dom C, who joined us for the first hour of the program, and that's going to do it. But before we get out of here, let's end the show with a clip that appropriately describes what it means to be an Asmaniac. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy the Charles Gorman experience.
It's time for paying Charles to shave.
What the hell? You started already? You're supposed to do it on the air when I introduce you. What are you doing?
Shaving.
You were not supposed to start yet.
Sorry.
You're supposed to shave on the show. If you started shaving before the show, that doesn't make any sense. It defeats the whole purpose. You just robbed the people of the full experience, Charles. This is one of the biggest mistakes you've ever made in your entire life. People want their money back. This is ridiculous. Your pay's being cut in half. JQuest says how much to put him in the hole. $50. 10 memberships. Unbelievable. How do you look yourself in the mirror right now? Rick Kent says he's not even using shaving cream. No wonder why he cuts himself.
I am using shaving cream, actually.
How's the hole, Charles?
Great.
What you did is disgraceful.
Sorry, everybody. Actually, the hole's not that bad. It's actually very comfy.
Nick Sean writes in, does Charles getting in this hole mean he's still a virgin?
Yes.
You brought such shame to this community, Charles.
Don't know what else to say.
Is there anything Charles could do to try and get some sort of redemption? Dave Brigga says, shave the chest.
Fine, I'll shave my chest.
It is on you now to come through for the Asmaniac community. Otherwise, you go right back to the hole, buddy. Oh, good Lord. This is what the people want on a football Friday. Why are you doing it like that, Charles? This is how you ended up with a wound that we're still discussing weeks later. Up and down, not in a circle. Good Lord. North and south. I don't even think anything's happening. I don't want you to murder yourself live on the air. That could be a problem. I thought you have an electric shaver, like a buzzer. Is it even on?
It is on, yeah.
I don't hear the bzzz.
It's on, Jake, look.
Shout out to anyone still watching this. At first, he was going like this, like with a circular motion with an electric razor. I'm like, what are you doing? Salem says, imagine this is the first video you stumble across. Oh, good Lord. Charles.
Yes?
What are you doing? This is what happened last time Charles shaved. Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Here we go. He's using a straight edge now. Oh, this could end poorly, folks. Why aren't you using shaving cream? Don't use razors. This is not a good idea. Do not do this. Oh, good God.
Oh my God, we're gonna watch a man cut his own chest open and bleed out on YouTube, aren't we?
You're going too fast. Slow down with the straight edge, Charles.
Yeah, you gotta. No. Stop. This is unwatchable. Charles.
Yes.
You want to go like little dabs at a time. You don't want to drag it 12 inches down your chest. There you now rinse the razor out. Because you're quite a hairy little young man.
I inherited that from my father.
Thank you for that info.
He's going to get bumps the way that he's doing it. He's going to be itchy as hell tomorrow. I think we should cut it.
Charles, do you own aftershave?
No.
Well, that could be an issue with the itchiness.
He's got to learn his lesson, Mike.
And you know what? People paid good money for him just to shave his face.
That was a good stroke. You got a lot going on there. That was good.
Hey, now.
And you got to keep the razor clean out of the hair. You got to keep rinsing it out underneath.
Jake, how many people are online watching this?
189 people are tuned in live right now.
Go get it for yourself.
Looks pretty smooth. GTA, the fuck did I just tune into?
I don't understand how this guy keeps raising the bar. on call-ins to YouTube shows. He is one of one.
Ralphie writes it. This isn't going to end well for.
Look.
Pretty good.
All right, I'm good.
Is that it, Charles? We're done right now?
Yes. I'm still getting paid, right?
Yes.
Well, because Nick and I are going to be, I'll see what I
Did you just pinch both of your nipples? Stop! Stop!
It's a family show, Chuck. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Eugene M. Gorman. This is what you missed if you tuned in late. How would you feel about this being our new channel emoji, Charles? That's a pretty big honor to get a channel emoji.
You have been watching Charles Learns How to Shave on the Jake Asman Show.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you gotta make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.